So I keep saying I'm not going to talk about McKelty's stuff, but I can't get over my head, so I'm going to talk about it, which is her saying, her and Tony saying that the show is edited to make people look bad. Now, I feel like those of us who've watched reality TV for a million years have heard this excuse. And there are times that it's true, especially when it's things that are said in an interview or a talking head interview that are very vague, like, I hate that jerk, he's terrible. And then they put it next to a clip. And then later on someone says, when I said that, I was talking about, a political figure, or I was talking about, and you put it next to me talking about Bob, and I wasn't talking about Bob. And I've seen stuff like that, especially in competition shows. But I don't know how they could edit this to make Robyn and Kody look bad. Like, no one forced Robyn to talk about the other wives' stretch marks and weight gain. Like, that seemed to be totally her. Plus, and the biggest issue I have is that they said they don't watch the show. How can you possibly know how the show is edited if you've never seen it? It definitely sounds like the kind of thing where they're like, because people don't like reality shows. And we all know that there's a certain, I don't like to say it's fake, because that implies that none of this is real, and a lot of it is real. A lot of it is, I've heard people say this is all scripted. Janelle didn't really leave. She's still married to Kody. I've heard people say that Robyn's an actress and she's just doing this as an acting job. I'm like, they have 2 kids together. You think that she's been a method actress for 10 years and had 2 kids just for a gig? Like, no, she's clearly married to this guy. So the idea of them just going like, oh, it's all fake, it's all edited, doesn't even make sense, because if they watch the show and they said, when Dad said this, they cut it out where he said immediately after that. Now, I don't know. I can't even imagine what they could have cut out or rearranged that would change the way I feel about Kody, because I've watched 17 seasons of Kody Brown slow descent into unhealthier and unhealthier things. But the Kody that we see now, in some ways, is still the Kody we saw season 1, because we see a lot of the same attitudes of like, I do what is convenient for me and what makes me happy. And if it displeases my wives, or any of my wives, I actually only kind of care. Like, he has definitely changed, but he's also definitely not changed in certain ways. And I see a direct line from who he was through all 17 seasons to where we are now, and go, yeah, that seems like the same dude. So I'm over this whole blame the editing angle.